All right, you have your starter. What do you do with it? The first thing you're gonna do is feed it, whether you're gonna make bread or not. So first we need to see how much starter. You wanna get 100 grams or all of it, depending on if you have less than 100 grams. So we're gonna turn the scale on and make sure it's zeroed with our jar on it. Then let's see what we've got. And again, if we have 100, you don't have to use all of it. You can just use 100 of it. Got 80. Oh, that looks like it's probably about 100 exactly. Oh, that's 100 exactly. So you have a little more left over in your jar. Or if you're gonna make bread with this, and then you'll discard whatever you don't use into here. That'll make sense in a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna feed this. We're gonna do a 1 to 1 to 1, 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. So it's 100 now, we're gonna put 100 water, and we're gonna put 100 flour. That's how we're gonna feed it. So let's go with 100 water. We're gonna tear the scale so it goes back to 0. And you're gonna put 100 warm water. Be room temperature to warm, but not hot. Okay, 102, that's okay. And then we're gonna do 100, any kind of flour. I'm using bread flour. I use bread flour the whole time. You can use any kind of flour. Oh, tear the scale. So it goes back to 0. 3, 43, 78, ooh, 95, 101, perfect. Then you're gonna stir it to incorporate it, getting all the flour and everything off the bottom and making sure it's all mixed up. Oftentimes you get a lot of flour on the spoon. Consistency we have in here. Okay. So now you've fed it. So I like to scrape down the jar because that stuff will dry on the jar and just makes it harder to clean later. Now you have two choices. You're like, I want to make bread soon, and we'll start making bread. Or you can just put this back in the fridge with the lid on and you have fed your starter. And then you don't have to feed it again until you see like a layer of liquid. It starts to separate. That means it's hungry. You'll feed it again. But we're gonna make bread with this. So we're going to mark where the side is full to because we want it to more than double. So I'm gonna put the rubber band right where the dough is, and then we're gonna wait. Now I know that in a house that's about 75 degrees, it's gonna take 4 or 5 hours. This could take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, depending on the temperature of your house. So I'm gonna put the lid on loosely, and then we're gonna stick it in the window just because the sun warms it. You're gonna stick it in a warm place, wherever that warm place happens to be. And this is ours. I just did this one too. So then we're gonna come back, and for about 3 to 4 hours, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna get all worried, and then all of a sudden it's gonna start rising. When it gets more than double, and has kind of a dome on the top, that's when it's ready to mix the bread. More than doubled and dome. I've never gotten a dome like this. Look at that dome. Smells good. We are peaked and ready. This super good. Look at that. $105 right there. 105 is fine. We're gonna stick with 105. And then the rest of this will go into the discard. Then we're gonna do warm water, and we're gonna do 350 grams. Five. Perfect, 350. Stir that up. Just till it's like foamy and broken up. To get paper towels, you want to have paper towels at the ready because the sticky mess is about to happen. So now we're going to do 500 bread flour. Here. You can see this. Great. Tear. Then we're gonna go really good salt. 15, or somewhere between 15 and 20. 15 to 25, really. A little more makes it more sour. So that's pretty high, but I'm gonna leave it. Because you can't take salt out either. So you gotta be careful. But I'm happy with that. And then we're gonna stir this until it's incorporated and it's a shaggy dough. A lot of people just give up on this and just go in with their hands, but it is so sticky. Your hands and rings and everything are super covered, which, you know, is totally up to you. I got kind of tired of that, so I try to do this as much as possible first. And then I take my scraper. And yes, this thing is a pain to clean all the sticky dough off of, but everyone uses them, and so I tried using it with a spoon one time, trying to do it, and it doesn't work as well with the spoon. I don't know what this crazy shape, what the secret is with this crazy shape, but there's a shaggy dough. I'm gonna plop that shaggy dough into a glass bowl where we will do stretch and fold and then bulk ferment. You can leave it in this bowl if you want to and just do it there, but there's all this, you know, powdery stuff on the outside. Plus this, when it bulk ferments, you're able to see the bubbles. Pour our shaggy dough in there. Okay, so we just dumped this into here. We're gonna let this shaggy dough sit for however long it takes us to clean this bowl. That's how long. 15, some people say 30, however long you wanna wait. And then we're gonna start our stretch and folds. If you wanna cover it, these are shower caps that you can buy on Amazon super cheap. Or if you have a lid, you can just put a lid on it. So the thing the videos don't ever do is cover the cleaning. You can't let this go down your sink, septic or no. These little things you can buy 300 of them for like $5. Ignore that sound, and then put them on here.
Tom.
We heard ya.
Did you?
And then you don't have to worry about things going down the drain. So, paper towel's your friend. Get as much off with paper towels as you can. So, then you get it as good as you can. So you blast it with some water. I'm going to try to get it all in here with no soap, because we're going to chuck it outside onto some plants. Unless you want to kill some weeds, then you can throw some soap in there. we're doing the first set of stretch and folds. Get your hand a little wet. It should be over by the sink. Stretch it and fold it. It's pretty sticky, so you get it on your hands. Fold. You can feel it firming up as you even go around the first set. Go all the way. 4 little stretch and folds. It's a little sticky. Cover it back up. And then I like to wait 30 minutes. Second stretch and fold. Do the same thing. Starting to get less sticky. Slap and fold. It's a new structure in it. That's what that means. You don't want to tear it. That's why sometimes this slap and fold. And if it's sticky, do a bunch of different slap and folds, and it makes it less sticky. So you really only have to do 4 stretch and folds each time, but you can also just mess around with it. Each time you're making it a little more smooth. So we'll come back in a half hour. How smooth it's getting. And we just have one more. All right, last stretch and fold. We're gonna ignore the TV in the background. Look at that, look how smooth that is. Look how nice that is. Look at that, it's beautiful. So now we've got this nice smooth loafy ball. And we're gonna cover that and let it bulk ferment. And so we're gonna leave it alone, and it should rise. Since it's late at night, chances are it's gonna get over fermented, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. But it doesn't turn out well at all if it's under fermented. So keep an eye on that size and see the difference in a few hours. Pulls away from the side easily. If you shake it, it's gonna be like jet level. That's perfect. Okay, so you've got this perfect bulk ferment. We have flour the surface. It should pour right out. This one I'm going to cut in half and make 2 little loaves with. It's almost easier when it's one big loaf, but I like to make the little loaves because they're easier to slice into smaller pieces. Ready for the fridge. All right, good morning. We're gonna be cooking bread today. Preheat oven to 450 with the Dutch oven in it, with water-filled something also in the oven to create the steam. So you have to adjust your oven racks. Put this together like this, 450. Let's get the bread out of the fridge. So I cold proofed 2 little loaves, took 1 batch and made 2 little loaves, and I can cook those together in the same Dutch oven. And then we got the larger loaf. All right, I got them out of the fridge. Now we're going to score them, put them on parchment paper, put them in the oven. So you can do parchment paper or you can do the silicone things. I kind of like the parchment paper better. I think it gives the bottom crust a little more crunch, a little crispy crust on the bottom a little bit better. But it's, you know, try whatever preference. This is a trick to make it a little more pliable so it's easier to get in and out. First one, I'm gonna put both of these in my Dutch oven at the same time. My Dutch oven is a 6-quart, so it's big enough for both, or a big loaf. Okay, I got my 2 little loaves, and now we're gonna score them. You just use a razor blade to score it. This thing is called a bread lom, and it holds the razor blade, so it's kind of convenient. What you wanna do is wherever you score it, that's where the kind of the rise is gonna come into and then kind of open. Otherwise it would just bust open somewhere. So if you want it to rise tall, you score it kind of toward the top. If you want it to rise wide, you score it kind of on the side. I'm gonna do on the top, put 2 little scores there. And then this one just for, okay, oh, you couldn't even see that, sorry. Not an influencer. And this one I'm gonna do 1. But see how it's kind of not quite on the side. It's really sort of on the top. And then if I want an ear on it, a little crunchy ear, I can go back and score it a little bit more under that. And that might flip up a little bit. So try 2 different ways. You're gonna put your, lower your loaf, or in my case, my 2 loaves, into your hot Dutch oven. And you're gonna put the lid on and put it in the oven for 30 minutes. Or 25. My oven runs not as hot, so probably 25. So 25 to 30. With the lid on. 30 minutes is up. I'm gonna take it out, take the lid off, put it back in. Minutes. Okay, let's see if it's done. Okay, it looks good. We gotta see what the temperature is. We want it, oh, I was gonna say somewhere between 98 and 210, and we're right at the top of that. So they are done. We'll put them on a cooling rack. Hear that? That's what you want.
Then you have to do the moment of truth.
Oh, that's beautiful. Good spring, good crumb, smells good. See how it tastes. It's got great sour flavor. It's chewy. Good loaf.